name is Stasia Kahn. Welcome to my basement garden. Today I'm going to show you how to do aeroponics gardening in your basement. To begin with, why do aeroponics? Well, for me it's because I live in the Midwest. I do like to garden and I really like to eat my own produce. But unfortunately in the Midwest it gets too cold to grow all year round. So I became interested in aeroponics to extend the gardening season for my home. I started researching aeroponics in February of last year, of 2020, and it's taken me up until now, December, to finally assemble everything I need to make the aeroponics garden. So today we're going to begin with some of the important ingredients that you need to have an aeroponics garden. The first is the aeroponics chamber. The aeroponics chamber I chose was from the Family Pot. They have a YouTube video if you're interested in it. It is just a tub that you can get at a hardware store with PVC pipes and a submergible pump. There's underneath the PVC pipes what we call misters, and these misters will put the nutrient water at the root of the plants. So hopefully the timer will go on and you'll be able to see the misters going. The other important thing as far as having a chamber is a light source. So since this is in my basement, I have 2 LED lights for my light source, and they are on a timer so that they are on 8 hours off, and then the rest they're on. I also have a super cool pump timer that allows me to do seconds on for the misters and a minute off so that the roots get the optimal amount of the nutrients. The next is the lid. As you can see, I've loaded up my lid. Inside of the lid are what we call net pots. Net pots are a plastic container that has holes in them so that the roots can grow through the chamber, through the net pots into the chamber. This is called a neoprene collar to help support the plants. Inside of the net pots, I'm going to show you what I also use to support the plants. These are called hygroton clay pellets. So the plant will be going into this structure, and from the lid, the roots grow through into the chamber here. The next is, how did I get these seedlings started? So in my case, I like to grow everything myself. So I started these seedlings in this tray here. This is a 72 plug tray. And I decided I wanted to do an experiment. So to grow these seedlings, I started with what we call cocoa peat, and then I also used this other, which is called Root Riot. And Root Riot is basically a form of sphagnum peat moss that has a little hole in it, so you can drop the seedling in. Also important is to have the right chemicals and the right pH. This is a pH meter. It is important for the pH, if you're growing produce, to have the pH under 7. So I tested mine just now and it was 6.5, which should be sufficient. The other is the nutrient water. So the water in this container is a combination of water and a nutrient mix. In my case, I like to use this brand called Dynagrow. And inside of this container is 10 gallons of water, and there's 8 tablespoons of this plant food. So now that we have everything assembled, we are going to demonstrate for you how to get the seedlings from the tray into one of these net pots. So I'm going to take my tray, which is almost empty, and I'm going to take my trusty tool to go to the bottom of these and bring out here one of these little basil plants. I'm just pushing it right up out of this tray and bending it over, and there we go. So you can see this basil plant has already formed roots. So I'm going to take another neoprene collar here, like here, and I'm going to put it around my basil plant. So I just open this up, and then I'm going to put this around the basil plant, and this basil plant then will be supported by this neoprene collar, plus inside the hygroton pellets. And now I'm going to pop this in, and now it's ready to go in with its other seedlings into the lid of the aeroponics chamber. Now, the last step is to put the lid onto the top of the aeroponics chamber. So it just snaps on very quickly, and now the chamber is ready to start. So I have my lights that I'm putting on, and my pump is set with this timer here, which is a very short period cycle timer, so that the water will miss the roots for 10 seconds, then it will be off for a minute. And that's my aeroponics garden chamber. If you have any questions, you can reach me at stasiakahn@gmail.com, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video today. Thank you. Happy gardening.